Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am with the incredible Stacy Scott today, and we're going to be talking about the amazing results that Stacy's been getting with her work, with her clients, and sharing about her experience in the Ultimate Uplevel Academy and how that has transformed things for her. For those of you that are new to my world, I'm Natasha Bray. I'm a success mastery coach for women who want to unlock the ultimate uplevel, and that means upleveling financially, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm going to pass you over to Stacy now, who is an incredible inner child healer, and she works with the Fengshui as well. So I'm going to just pass you over to Stacy to tell you a little bit more about this incredible work she's been doing.
Yay, hello. Thank you for having me, Natasha. And yes, thank you for that introduction. I'm Stacy Scott. I am a Feng Shui healer and a self-worth coach, and I integrate inner child healing into Feng Shui, helping visionary women heal decades of trauma through the home. So some of the wins that my fabulous clients have been having, especially while I've been on the backdrop of the UUA, is clients having 12K weeks, telling me that they've dropped 15 years of trauma in 6 weeks just by doing this work, healing themselves through the home by applying Feng Shui in this really radical and different healing way that really no one else is doing. Clients have gone on to be able to bring in over $100,000 when they didn't think they were going to be able to do it, and secure for their clients $11 million worth of funding. Not to mention they feel wonderful, confident, and there's so much less like inner chaos in their bodies and their homes. They've truly created inner and outer sanctuary. So that's a little bit of some of the amazing wins my clients have been having with the backdrop of me going through the UUA.
I love that. That's amazing. And it is. I remember when you joined the academy and like reading about what you do, and I thought, wow, I love that. That's so unique, combining the inner healing with the outer sanctuary work of the home. I've had my house feng shuied, and I get that you do it a very different way, but I'm very into that type of thing. So I was so excited when you joined because I could see how much potential there was for you to be able to like really explode and grow the impact and income around what you do. What attracted you to the Ultimate Uplevel Academy, first of all?
Yeah, I think it's all the healing work. I had already been doing a lot of trauma-based work myself, and I knew the power of it. I knew how much it could literally just help you not only drop the feeling of trauma from your body, but also help you create new inner architecture for emotional regulation, which was something I had been doing in my life, but something that really felt like it was missing in my business.
Wow, I love that. And you went through the UUA, you're just about to graduate now. I can't believe how fast that's gone, 7 months together. And you have healed what we call the 4 success saboteur archetypes through that experience. So do you remember which saboteur you started with?
I think it was authentic visibility, which is the outcast saboteur, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How soon did you start seeing results?
So it's funny, for me, I started to notice internal shifts immediately, those mindset shifts, those explosive ahas. And then the reality shifts for me always came about 2 weeks after that module was done, like clockwork for all of them. And then I'd start to see like, whoa, like this is shifting my reality as well. So it was pretty funny that how it happened in succession like that.
Yeah, I love that. So that inner shift first, and then a couple of weeks later, you start to see that intangible results in your external world.
Yeah.
What shifts did you, what happened? What started to shift?
I think, well, almost immediately I could start to see myself as a leader in the Feng Shui space, which is a very niche space. We're not a big community, but I was starting to notice two things happening that I was uncomfortable with at the time. I was noticing people were really already looking up to me, and then people were also starting to completely copy and steal my original ideas. And that actually, before I did the UUA, was just really bothering me, but I didn't know what to do about it. And after going through that first module, I kind of realized like, hey, I could rise to this occasion or I could keep playing small. So I rose up and at the time got this really brilliant idea for group business coaching for other Feng Shui practitioners, because we meet other different types of, we have other issues than traditional business coaches and women entrepreneurs. So I started that, and that actually launches in January. There's people in it, and I'm so thrilled. And that all came from that first 7 weeks of the UUA.
Wow, that's incredible. And it's a whole 7 months. So what else started to happen then as you started to work your way through the UUA?
Yeah, raising my prices. At the time, I would think it was like $400 for sessions with me because I had lost my confidence. I'm a newer coach, and somewhere along the way, I lost my confidence. But over the last 7 months, I've actually raised my prices about, I think it was, I did the math last night. It was about 275%. So now working with me is significantly higher because I can see the impact that I'm having. Obviously, my confidence is now through the roof. I know I can sit there, look a client in the eye and say, I can deliver some sort of result for you, whether that be internal or external. And usually it's something extremely massive that blows both of us away.
That's so powerful. Like just what you said there, to be able to have that confidence, to look your client in the eye and just know that you can deliver results. It does massively change your energy and how you show up in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you almost tripled your prices then, by the sounds of it.
Pretty close. Pretty close. And I've also like diversified, was able to start, small courses for people who maybe aren't ready to do the full thing. Because I know what I do is a little bit different. It's very up and coming and radical and this new idea. And so there was like smaller things for people to be able to kind of get little bite-sized pieces. And that was something I hadn't done yet. And I was a little too scared to do, but stopped being scared and hopped right in. And that brings more people into my business and more people willing to do the deeper one-to-one work with me.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking of the order you did the saboteurs in, actually, and the hustler was the second one. Mm-hmm. And that's the one where we heal the passive income wounds that allow you to shift away from the one-to-one only model and start integrating courses. And it sounds like you're really building an incredible body of work now.
Yeah, and it's fun to see it take shape and to use my intuition. And I think what was biggest for me using, because you talk about your intuition so much and how it leads your business. And I think that was so huge for me that it didn't need to be so regimented, that I didn't need to fall into my masculine energy quite as much, because for healing my own trauma, my masculine energy made me incredibly successful. It's how I got a doctorate in occupational therapy. That's what I did before becoming a Feng Shui practitioner. But it's how I got through college. And then it's how I got through working and getting a doctorate and getting published. But you can't run your business off of such heavy masculine energy. So you really became a bit of an inspiration with using so much more feminine energy of just, you get an idea, you rock with it. You get an idea, you rock with it. And that is so fun to see. I get an idea at 6 a.m. after I wake up, I get it implemented by 2 a.m. and stuff starts to happen. It's probably one of the most fun roller coasters to be on.
The magical way of doing business. I do think that we do. If you want a business with longevity, one that feels like you're not working because you love it so much, you got to have a bit of fun and flexibility. Yeah, I love that. And that was intuition and innovation, where we healed the imposter success saboteur. Yeah. And the other one was the overgiver saboteur. What came up for you through that?
I think just being okay, letting go of the things that I didn't enjoy doing in my business. At the time, I was still doing Feng Shui consults. And I know for me, that's not where my joy lives. I can do them, can deliver great results, but it's not where my joy lives. So it was being okay, kind of pushing that consulting side of my business to the side and really going full on in coaching, doing the inner child healing work combined with Feng Shui for visionary women. And then now this new arm under my little umbrella business of training other Feng Shui practitioners in how to do this style of Feng Shui that's far more feminine and less regimented.
So let's just draw to attention. You have not only refined your work, stop people pleasing, leave the bits behind that you didn't love anymore. You created your own certification as well.
It's starting there. Yeah, it's the idea is taking root. Definitely. I've got my first group of ladies coming through in January, and we'll see where it goes, but it's very exciting.
That's really exciting. You've like totally collapsed timelines around your business, like massively. I think I'm trying to think back to when I first started my teaching of my methods was a few years in actually. But I love this. This is like a really solid business with, you know, a suite of services that can really scale now without taking all your one-to-one time.
Yeah, definitely. And it just feels now it's just like off to the races. When I first came into the UUA, I was still not sure. You know what? That's a lie. I was sure on what I wanted to do, but I was too scared to really do it. I didn't know what it sounded like. It still sounded a little scary to me to talk about trauma and healing, but that's how I came to this wisdom myself. It's, you know, certainly it's channeled through the universe, but it's also grounded in my lived experience. I grew up in a home that was incredibly decluttered. I mean, incredibly cluttered. I grew up in difficult family dynamics with tons of narcissistic trauma and other types of trauma, and healing myself by integrating inner child healing with Feng Shui and understanding how my subconscious fears were kind of bleeding out over into how I not only interacted with my home, but how I designed my home. I knew all of this, but I was too scared to say it. I felt like I didn't have words for it, but now I do. And it's just completely opened up my voice and how I'm able to share myself. And it just feels like it's a whole new start. It's literally like I've restarted the clock on my business from a couple of years ago when I started in March of 2020. You know, great time to start when I started consulting, and it's just completely different now, and it feels wonderful.
It's like the evolution, isn't it? I do think that as we evolve, our businesses evolve, and you've definitely gone through that evolution personally and in your business. And you mentioned like a lot of confidence, like clarity and intuition. What other shifts did you notice in you as a person?
And this interesting, I don't even know how to say it, but this interesting kind of falling away of perfectionism, this idea that I was always without something, that I always needed something more. And then I really got to see that I not only did I have everything that I needed, I was actually wildly successful. But I was discounting my success because it didn't feel like the right kind of success. But if I go back and I look in hindsight, that beautiful hindsight of my journey, I mean, and not just my business journey, but my entire adult life of once I got out of college journey, it's unbelievably successful. But I was just telling myself I wasn't successful, that I was somehow missing something still. And I think that definitely it comes from a history of trauma of the childhood I grew up with. So really having that fall away and me being able to be like, oh my God, I have everything I need, and truly internalizing that was like the biggest mind blown win, I think, of this whole experience. The money is great, the creativity is great, but knowing that I truly am wildly impactful, successful, I am everything I need to be. You can't put a price on that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And you said you've done healing work before, which has all obviously contributed to your journey. For anyone watching this, what do you think was different about the academy?
I like how it was grounded in the business. I do inner child healing work. I had been working with a therapist, and it's all wonderful, but it was a little ungrounded, whereas this felt really grounded, and each lesson then was connected to a physical reality shift. It's like, okay, you're healing this, go do this. And that's what really helped, I think, bring about and sustain physical or behavioral changes in how I run my business day to day. So I think for me, that's the biggest thing. It's that grounding piece.
Yeah. So that making sure that we're bringing that inner healing out into the physical reality, which I guess is similar to what you do, but in a different way, of course.
Yeah. I think that's why it made so much sense to me. I was like, oh, this balancing of energies, you open yourself up in the body, and then you create something in your business.
Yes. And for anyone who is watching this, thinking that they want to join the academy, what advice might you give them?
That you can absolutely do this work, because I think the biggest thing that holds people back is fear. They're afraid of what they're going to see when they open up Pandora's box. But I must tell you, opening up the box is literally the key to your freedom. You are so safe. You can absolutely stop for a moment, turn around, and use the power of who you are now, the power of your hindsight, the power of you being a strong and successful, beautiful woman, to look at yourself in the mirror and understand what needs to change, that this does not have to be a scary process. In fact, you make it incredibly comfortable and fun and safe.
I love that. Gosh, I feel like I need to use that in my marketing. It was so good. Thank you. Thank you so much, Stacey. It's been lovely having you on today. And I'm sure somebody watching this, or lots of people watching this, are going to be really magnetized by your energy and want to find out more about you. Where can they find out more about the work you do?
Oh, thank you. So they can find me. I tend to hang out on Instagram. My handle is I am Stacy Scott, StacyScott. Or they can check me out on my website, sanctuaryfengshui.com. Fengshui is Fengshui.
Thank you so much for joining me for this interview
Thanks
today.
for having me.
And if anyone's watching this and they think, yeah, I really like the sound of the Ultimate Uplevel Academy, they're ready to overcome their fear, go all in and start to create big changes in their lives, we are enrolling for the Ultimate Uplevel Academy right now. Just drop me a message and I will send you more information on that. Okay, bye for now.